During my 34 market conscious life, I have noticed that my older brother Jack, 36 Markle, has always been the golden child. He always got more. They took him on more vacations, while I was left with my grandparents, which was nice, I loved them. They always took more expensive things from him. When I was 18, I got my driver's license. My brother took it 3 years ago when he was 18, and my parents immediately bought him a car, and from the more expensive ones. When my 18th birthday came and my parents agreed to buy me a car, Jack decided that his was old and wanted a new one. So they took a new one from him, sold the old one, and told me, sorry, his car was old, we'll buy it for you one day. This was the last straw, and I moved out. I was staying with a friend before I could rent my own apartment. At the time, I was working full-time and attending college that my parents did not pay for. Ever since I graduated, I was hired at a nice company in my hometown that pays really well. Jack, on the other side, dropped out of university because of a drinking problem he had. He jumped from one job to another and finally landed a full-time position that pays less than mine does. I helped my parents with the bills, mortgage, etc. My brother did not, because he barely made the two ends meet for himself. Without my knowledge, 6 months later, he had re-enrolled in university, and when he graduated 5 years ago, he started a job that pays a lot more than mine. I do not envy him, I am happy for him, even though our relationship has not always been wonderful. Around that time, my parents invited me to a family dinner. There I was told that my brother had started a good job, and I congratulated him. Dinner passed and I left. Later in the evening, my father called and said that since my brother was making more money, my services were not needed, and they were proud that at least one of their sons had succeeded in life. I was devastated, but I didn't answer. I just fell silent and hung up. They didn't call again. That was 3 years ago. Not until a week ago, when they called anxiously and asked me to pay the bills because their electricity had been cut off. No, how are you? It's been a long time, or even a sorry, just straightforward. I asked why didn't their successful son pay them. Then I was told that he had been terminated because of alcohol use in the workplace and wasn't able to find a new job. I laughed, told them that they had lost the right to my help the moment they told me that they didn't need my services, and it was as if I was the family's disappointment. They begged, but I shut them up. Since then, I have received messages and calls from them, my brother, and other relatives. Only my grandparents, with whom I stayed as a child, while my parents went on vacation, stood by my side, knowing how my parents behaved.